Nigerians are the problem of Nigeria. Let me repeat myself again. Nigerians are the problem of Nigeria. Not even those in the corridor of power, the government, or called the government. Because from Nigerians, people emerge as the leaders among Nigerians. Now, the manner and the way we have allowed religious, ethnic, bigotry, and sentiment to becloud our sense of judgment and reasoning is the reason why Nigeria is what it is today. Now, take for instance what happened in Uromi in Edo State. We've had several condemnations from the north, people from the north, which also I lent my voice to condemn because it's an act of barbaric. It's an act of insensitivity and having no empathy for humans. But the problem there is this. You don't make selective criticism. You don't condemn a particular act of criminality because it affects you, because of your religious or ethnic alignment, because this is my brother. I have heard several northern people speaking up that justice for the 16 supposed travelers that was lynched by angry mobs in Edo State, insisting that Ahmed Bola Tinubu, the government or the federal government and the state government of those states must bring the perpetrators to book. Nobody, especially with his right sense of mind and humanity, will rejoice once his fellow human beings are being lynched. I condemn in all totality not just the Uromi killings, but the killings across Ondo, the killings across Ekiti, the killings across Bende or the Benwell, the killings across Plateau, the killings across Ihiamofu, and the sacking of communities, the killings in Imo State. Of course, there was a time about 14 youths returning from traditional marriage or so was rounded up and killed in the most gruesome manner. I condemn those killings. I condemn it not because I'm from the States or they are Igbo people. I condemn the raping and assault meted on our women. It seems we no longer have regard for humanity, for human dignity. We're always beclouded by religious and ethnic sentiments and this parochial mindset. It is not good. Humanity anywhere is humanity. Humanity should come first even before religion. Yes, God created us in his image. If religion was so important, God would have first of all created religion before humans. I don't know why Africans are so daft, are so naive. I mean, having more reverence for an alien. Muhammad is not an African man. Jesus is not an African man. In fact, they are from the Middle East. They came from the Middle East. So why should I kill my own African brother or sister because of people who I have never seen? I just heard it. Who say they are prophets of God? Does it mean there is no prophet in Nigeria, prophet in Africa? So why should we kill ourselves because of people who don't even know us? Somebody say, I killed because of Allah, Muhammad. Somebody insulted Muhammad. Or you can imagine someone saying he's killing in the name of, is because somebody insulted Jesus. How dare you take your own life, the life of your own people, The unrest we are experiencing in Nigeria today, it is not the same in Saudi Arabia. Otherwise, they wouldn't have attracted so much investment. Just in Dubai, the whole world is running to Dubai. Is Dubai not an Islamic state? Why is the whole world running to Dubai to invest, to build skyscrapers and other luxury structures and apartments? They are making money from tourism, they are making money from investment, and the rest of them, they are advancing and developing. Their indigenous people are living as kings and queens. But why is it that the same part of the world who claim they are practicing religion, they carry Muhammad for head, Jesus for head? That is poverty personified, poverty written in the faces of Nigerians. You carry Muhammad for head, you carry Jesus for head, and yet you are stuck in the wheel of motionless, hunger everywhere. People are dying of hunger, no good hospital, no equipment, there is no facility, no healthcare system. Those people, Dubai, their citizens have security, insurance, they have social security, they are being paid, catered for. Even in Saudi Arabia, they have the same oil we claim we have. This is largest oil producing state or country. Yet their liveliness, their words, the way the government pamper their own citizens, you begin to ask, are we still humans? Reason why, of course, someone called Nigeria a zoo. Are we still humans? Because if you're humans, you should be treated as one. There should be that consciousness within the citizens and, of course, the government in place to consider us as human beings first, before ethnicity and religion. Religion should not even come in the first place, but unfortunately, that is what we are even projecting before even humanity. So how do you expect such country to move forward? The country will be stuck in the wheel of motionless and despair. Frustration and hunger, killing, hatred and bickering is what will define the order of the day. You want to favor your own people. You want to speak because it affected your own people or tribe. That is not humanity. That is wickedness. That is irresponsibility, even among those who claim they are leaders or opinion thoughts within the north or south. I condemn every barbaric act or killings involving humanity, our children. They don't deserve such cruel killing. They don't deserve it. Whether they are being killed by being lynched alive, or by being burned down, or by being hacked, or by being killed with AK-47, 48, or 49, 50, whatever it is inhumanity that expresses the deep hatred running in the veins of Nigerians, or those who call themselves Nigerians. Unfortunately, today, even the security operatives are also affected. They are not even secured. Now, according to the Punch report, I gathered that the police was able to save 10 other people. You can imagine if the police has been prompt in their response, this wouldn't have degenerated to this point. Now, the governor of Edo State have suspended the security chiefs and unregistered, or what they call illegal vigilantes, following the killings. For me, that is mere reactions, medicine after death. But people has been calling the attention of the same government over security threats, over the killing, adoption. People could no longer go to their farms to harvest their crops or to replant because it is planting season. If you don't plant, how do you expect to eat? How do you expect to feed the populations? These are critical issues that government should prioritize. Any responsible government should prioritize the issue of security. and not when allow issues to degenerate and you begin to make unnecessary advances. That is out of irresponsibility. You are not being proactive. Suspension of the service chiefs and or disbandment of the service chief or the security vigilante at this time is not necessary. The government should learn to live up to her responsibilities to Nigerians or to people they claim they are governing or they govern. It is more important. That would have been avoidable. It would have been avoidable. But unfortunately, here we are today. And when you speak, somebody said they will be arrested for addressing issues of importance so that people will get to understand what they needed to do. That all this barbaric killing can't take us anywhere. They don't deserve such. Even criminals should be given opportunity to be subjected to trial. But unfortunately, do we have the judiciary? The judiciary today cannot be trusted, just as the Chief of Justice was lamenting, raised alarm over the misconduct of most lawyers or judges. The IGP of police has also warned over the reckless raiding and unlawful arrests of Nigerian citizens. These are Nigerians' wickedness, evil being done against the so-called Nigerians. I use the word so-called Nigerians because the very essence of government is to protect life and property, even with the instruments of the state, such as the police, army, and the rest of them. But unfortunately, you see the same instrument of the state going against the citizens, exploiting the citizens, bullying the citizens, even killing the citizens. So for IGP of police to have cautioned the police force or personnel to be human in their dispense of service shows that something fundamentally wrong, because people have been crying. There are cases of extortion, cases of harassment, cases of killing, cases of bullying, cases of illegal arrest to extort people. You see police saying that he's going to change the statement, that he's going to indict a Nigerian. You begin to ask, what kind of police are we policing? What kind of police is Nigerian government recruiting in the first instance? A police will say that I will change the statement. I have heard it. That I will change it, that you are a criminal. You can imagine. And there are people who have become victims of this cruelty within the society. Now, how do you address that? It goes beyond mere cautioning. The government, the police, the IGP should live up to responsibilities. How do we fish out the bad eggs, the culprits, even within the police force, within the army, within the security operatives, aiding and abetting killing, bribery, corruption, and the rest of them, extortions? We've seen several cases, countless cases. Needless to dwell much on that. People who has been robbed at gunpoint, people who has been robbed of their belongings, their money was emptied through POS and the rest of them. And these are policemen or security operatives that should have exemplified leadership, or they are representation of Nigerian government. But unfortunately, you can't be different from what the society looks like or what the society tolerates. If the society or the government abhors such, you should have told the same line. But that is a reflection of the decadence deep-seated within the society. where the government functionaries could loot money and nobody questions them, nobody calls them to order. They are perceived to be seen, or they are seen as world's emperors. It is quite unfortunate. Not until we sit down to address these things, you are going nowhere as a people. What I expect some leaders of thought in the North to condemn in its totality every killing, barbaric killing, unjustified killing, either through lynching, through killing, invasion, and the rest of them. Then we will now say you are human. But being selective because it affects you, justice must be done. But when it affects someone else, it doesn't care. They should go to hell. How do you build such a hostile society, a society that is antagonistic, a society that is horrible for human existence, that threatens the very sense of human dignity and existence? That is a question you must ask. It's important we continue to emphasize on this in order to intimate and educate the people. And when you see the basic laws of science says that in every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. So you don't wait the action to take place before you start reacting, because when people feel rejected, when people feel lack of responsibility on the part of the government to provide security to their lives and properties or investments, they begin to lose confidence in the security, they begin to lose confidence in the government. So you don't have to blame the people. If the government have done the needful, if the government is proactive, if the government understands what it means, governance, that the people is the key, people are the priority. Citizens, office of the citizens should be prioritized. Unfortunately, most of the people occupying the seat of power don't even deserve it. There is no any justification for them occupying those seats. They are just there to grab whatever they grab, to run with it, and the rest of them. How do you build an egalitarian society where humanity should be placed first, prioritized? And when we talk, some people will be talking rubbish, talking nonsense. We have to live above all these parochial, ethnic, religious sentiments and evolve as humans. But Nigerians, majority of Nigerians, are still far from realities. It's quite unfortunate. We'll continue to be trapped in this wheel of motionless and despair unless we address this issue. Injustice against one should be seen as injustice against all, not being selective. You keep mute, you celebrate when others are being killed, but when it gets to your region or your people, you begin to speak out. That is madness. That is irresponsibility. You are not a leader. You are not a human. So we should condemn in all totality. We are humans. We breathe air. Blood runs in our blood, in our streams. So why should we condone, either by conspiracy of silence or, of course, fueling or sponsoring the insurgency because of whatever political or economic interests? It is barbaric. It is uncalled for. And when you continue to kill a people, they will also rise to defend themselves, escalating the situation. But if the government was proactive, call the security chiefs if there is any details or intel about a threat in any region where you control or you sit as a governor. You should be able to know, and proactive action steps should be taken to address this, not until when the damage is done and you begin to run helter-skelter. And when people speak or express their opinion, about the issues of ground, that becomes a problem. Well, that is quite unfortunate. We must go back and get it right. Otherwise, we are not seeing an end of this unfortunate mishaps. Yes, we have not seen an end to that. Do me, I do you. Revenge here and revenge here, just as some people have been threatening the north, the southern people, residents in the north, and the rest of them. Such can solve the problem. That is not the solution. The solution first is to place humanity first. Let humanity, if there is any humanity in you, should come first. Before Muhammad and before Jesus. Yes. God created humans in his image, not religion in his image. And that must sink deeply in our subconsciousness, and we begin to act rightly as humans, not aliens. Thanks for watching. Let's have our own reactions regarding this development. It's a very worrisome one.